In 1.8.3, you can no longer break bedrock by growing oak trees. So if you're stuck on the top of the ceiling of the Nether, the only way to get down is by building a portal. But if you don't have a flint and steel to light it, or any obsidian to build a portal, you're pretty much stuck. That's why I designed this bedrock door that'll allow you to go down through the ceiling of the Nether by pressing the button and holding right click. It's really simple, and I'm sure you've figured out how it works already. It's just a horse and a minecart, and pistons extend the minecart up so that the horse pokes through the bedrock. Then you can click on the horse and the pistons will retract, pulling you back down through the ceiling. The horse does take a little damage, but they regenerate health. However, because their regeneration is a lot slower than a player's, you may want to keep some food on hand. Sugar seems to be the cheapest, to feed the horse to regenerate its health. Didn't work because in the time it took for me to tell you that, the horse's health had already regenerated, but still, if you use this a lot, you want to make sure the horse doesn't die. Speaking of which, you can also use this to get above the ceiling, like so. But because the horse takes damage, you might want to use this method, which allows you to get up but not down. In this video, I'm going to show you how to build both the two-way bedrock door, which is of my own design and uses a horse, a minecart, and a triple piston extender, as well as the one-way bedrock door, which has been around for a while and doesn't use any redstone whatsoever. I'll start off with the one-way door since it's a lot simpler. All you need is one of everything you see in my hotbar. Start off by placing a piston and a slab with a rail on top of it. Put the minecart on the rail, put down the lever, and activate the piston. Now put a block of your choice on the piston, activate it, break the piston and the lever, and you're done. To build the two-way bedrock door, you need a 3x3 area 7 blocks below bedrock, with 1 block directly below a 1 block gap to the ceiling. So there can't be 2 bedrock like this, well, like this at this one point. There can be at some other points, which I will explain later, but the block with the red wool has to be directly below the ceiling. You'll start out by building a triple piston extender. Go to the red block and place a piston, a slime block, another piston, and soul sand. Go down here, place slime blocks like this, and place 1 piston right here. All of the pistons need to be sticky. Next, we're going to build the activation line. In the way I built it here, this also needs a space that is 1 below the ceiling and another that is 1 below right next to it so the torch doesn't burn out. You really only need 1 of these, and it doesn't have to be directly next to the block. If you put the button on some other space somewhere else, you can press it and then just move over to where the horse goes up. All you'll have to do is connect the wiring. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to just assume a flat surface like this. So you'll start out with a block here with redstone on top of it, a torch here, then you'll need a block that doesn't stick to slime blocks below it here with a dot of redstone and a torch like this. Now this will power the slime block and therefore the piston when it extends, so you will need to place 1 button right below here just to redirect the redstone. Next, go over to this piston and build 2 blocks out like this. Put a dot of redstone here with a torch, and then go over here, build out like this, put a torch here, and a dot of redstone, and now your activation line is finished. All you need to do is go up to the roof of the Nether and place a button here, and you can test it out from here as well. Now all you need to do is get your horse in position. Because the soul sand is a little bit lower than the blocks around it, the minecart will stay in place once it's on top. So you need to surround it with blocks that don't stick to slime blocks, and then just bring in your horse minecart. So use some powered rails to get it on top, put a block to prevent it from going too far, and power. I'll just summon a horse here, and push it on. Now the minecart should be stuck in place. more thing you need to make sure of before using this is that you actually tame your horse. If you just snatch it out of the wild and put it here, it might kick you off while you're riding it. So just keep mounting it until you see the heart particles, and then you'll be done. Finally, if you want to use it to get on top of the nether like I did at the beginning of the video, you'll need to put a button that activates this redstone that you can reach from the top of the horse. So I put one just right over here. And now when you get on, you can press it and get up to the top. The way you get off the horse, you just have to get the timing right. So when you mount it, you want to shift when it's at its highest, and you'll just automatically be placed on top of the bedrock, like so. Now I'm just going to go over briefly which blocks can be bedrock hanging down and which blocks have to be one block below the roof. So the one with the horse obviously has to be one block below the roof, and in this build right here, these two blocks also have to be open, because if you place a block here, it'll burn out, and this needs to be the redstone. But if you only have the one block, you can of course move the wiring. So if you remove this here, then you can safely have this be one, and you would have to move this input as well. So say if you have another space with one over here, you can place your button, go down to and place your redstone, and then you would just need to line it up so that the input goes into here, which I can't place a block right now because of the horse, but you get the idea. You would just point the redstone into the block, or if there's bedrock here as well, you could use a repeater. And that's it for this tutorial. If you can think of a way that we can get down from the roof of the nether with something that doesn't take suffocation damage, I'd be glad to hear it. But until then, I think this is the best we've got. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.